what you're thinking, asking for a raise? But hey, Kajol, doesn't that come across as greedy or even worse, desperate? Friends, let me tell you a little secret. You're doing it wrong. Don't ask for a salary increase. Ask for a salary adjustment, because boom, basically you're telling them that, hey, my salary is not in line with what other people at the same grade or level are getting paid. Maybe actually with a little bit less sass, but you're basically telling them that, hey, you are treating me differently to the other people at the same grade as me. So your request is going to be viewed very differently compared to just simply asking for a raise. Now, you should never wait until a performance review or the end of the year to ask for a salary increase. Whenever you realize that you're being underpaid, which you definitely will be, either to the people in your team or people outside in the market doing the same job as you, when you can show that, that is when you should go and ask for a salary adjustment. But what about the proof to suggest that, hey, I need to get paid more? Well, there's a few data points that you want to go through, and you need proof to back this. So use facts, not feelings. And we're going to go through a few data points that you need to use and make sure you have in the back of your pocket to whip out to prove that you are being underpaid compared to other people around you. Now, let's go through those 3 data points. And obviously you can find way more data points than this, but I just like the number 3. It just makes it feel a bit more legit. So I'm going to stick with 3. Okay, so the first one is, what do people in the same job as you, in the same level or grade as you, are being paid? And yes, that means you need to have those awkward, honest conversations with people in your team, with the people around you, and literally ask them how much are they getting paid. And that's not just their base salary, but okay, any certifications they've done. And the thing is that we don't really know how much we are worth as an individual because no one talks about it. We don't normalize it. So if you have these open conversations with people, it becomes a little bit normal, more people will do it. And you know, this disparity between pay within a firm, which is wrong in my opinion, if you have the same skills and the same certifications and everything, it will literally start to bridge this gap. So do your part and have these conversations. Now, the second data point that you want to have to understand what the market is paying, and my favorite way to do this is just speaking to headhunters. They are doing this day in, day out. This is their job. So they understand the most up-to-date figure on how much a person with your many amount of experience and years in the industry, how much they on average are earning. So I would speak to a headhunter. But if you're feeling a little bit shy, obviously you can go on websites such as Glassdoor. It's really easy, find your grade. So I'm a senior consultant and I work in London. Bam, that is how much you should be getting paid. No comment. And 3, this is the banger, your forecasted salary. Now, this one applies to people who are currently in a job and looking to get a salary increase. Wait, no, salary adjustment. I caught you guys there. You see, most companies give you an increase per year of 2 to 4% if you're not getting promoted officially, because that's in line to keep your salary in line with inflation increases. So you can most likely plot a graph showing how your salary is going to increase if you stayed in the firm, and show that you will never, well, very, very, very unlikely for you to reach the market rate that is being set over the next 5 years, for instance. So that is just a good way to visualize and get them to tell you that, hey, you're being unpaid unfairly. I never really hear about people speaking about this one, but it's attrition costs. So basically, whenever you leave a firm, it's very expensive and a massive headache for your firm, and it's actually cost them more for you to leave compared to you staying in that firm. So that's because obviously when you leave, sometimes they have to pay you a little bit extra. It depends on your contract. Also, sometimes when you leave, the person they have to recruit is a headache in terms of recruitment fees and the commissions there. When they could join the firm, training costs and getting them trained up, but also just time. Like, it takes them so much time to train that person up to that same level that you were before, to get the same knowledge and the same understanding, just even how the firm works, how your clients work, and everything like that. Basically, it's a big pain in the butt for your employer. So you want to get that total value of you leaving and them having to recruit someone new, that total cost. And basically, if you can, show them that, hey, my ask for my adjustment to my salary is much less. So it's actually much cheaper for me to stay in the firm than you having to look for someone new. And I think I read a stat somewhere where £30,000 is the attrition cost for a typical consultant. You're telling them the advantage, the value to them, why they should increase your salary. So I think you've kind of done the best of both worlds, told them the advantage of yourself and because you're basically being treated unfairly, but also that is cheaper for them, and that's the advantage to them to keep you in the firm. Now, if you've landed a new job or are currently looking and the employer asks, hey, Kajol, what are your salary expectations? Never, and I mean never, give them a number initially. They are being cheeky. They want to box you into a number, and 9 times out of 10, that number you're going to quote is going to be much less than the range that they're looking for. So you want to ask, what is your compensation band for the role? Turn that question to them. They are definitely going to be giving you a range, and my opinion is aim for the higher side of the range, purely because they know that people are going to negotiate. It's just a normal practice for people to negotiate, and if you think it's a true value, a fair reflection of your value, put it to the higher end of the spectrum. The question that's going to be going through the employer's mind is, why are you worth what you're saying you're worth? Show me the evidence. So you really want to sum up your skills into impact, just like you should be doing on your CV. So basically, you want to use statistics to prove how much of an impact you've made. Yeah, Jake, I brought in £100,000 of revenue, 10% higher than the average person in our firm does. And actually, I contributed to 20% of sales this year. You could also try and talk about the impact that you're going to be forecasted to make next year and the year after, and that, hey, you are going to be giving something back if they are going to increase your salary as well. At the end of the day, you want them to go, wow. Make them go wow by using numbers. To all my ladies watching this, and okay, men too, but you are definitely going to be underpaid compared to majority of the men out there. And funnily enough, firms do not expect women to negotiate. You may not realize it, but when employers are looking around for people, they put a pot of money on the side because they expect that people are going to be asking for good compensation packages. Yet, only 30% of women bother to negotiate at all, compared to the whooping 46% of men who negotiate. You don't realize that negotiation is expected when you've got a job offer, and firms will actually give you the lower band of that salary because they expect you to negotiate when you've got a job offer. So don't be scared that you're going to lose your job offer purely because you're asked to negotiate. They love you. You've gone through all the whole process and you've got the job because they love you, and they do not want to go through the headache of having to go through the whole job process again. So definitely do not feel scared to do it. The worst they can do is just be like, hey, no, this is our final offer that we're going to pay you. Are you happy with it? And that's when you can be like, hey, yeah, sure. So everything that I've mentioned, try and put it into a slide which really easily visualizes what all the data points are and why you should be promoted. And please start to have some of these transparent conversations with the people around you, because if we don't normalize talking about salaries, we can never know that we are not getting paid enough compared to those around us. By the way, if you like this video, please hit the like button, smash it so that I can mark the YouTube algorithm. It is killing me a lot, but thank you all so much for watching. Have a look at these few videos here, and I will see you next week.